So sometimes I have well-intentioned clients who kind of do less than ideal circumstances in their will. They know that they're going to make very many people angry by what they're doing, and that's their prerogative. They can choose what they want. But what happens when one of those people who are angry decides to break up the will? How do you break up a will? So today I wanted to talk about that, but if you have any questions on that, you can go to my website, www.legionlawpllc.com, and chat with me about any kind of concerns you have. So breaking up a will, really there's only two strategies in Texas. Now there are different ways that you can go about it, but the first one is called testamentary capacity. In other words, we have to be able to say with certainty that you knew exactly what you had intent to create a document that split up your assets. In other words, we can prove with certainty that you wanted to split your stuff up in that document. If you were creating a grocery list and you just happened to write last will and testament in the very beginning, then technically you didn't have testamentary capacity. You did not have the intent to create that will. So when is that going to pop up? Well, you could actually argue that many people with Alzheimer's or other serious mental incapacities, that they don't understand that they're actually creating a document to split their stuff up. They're just signing where you say sign. So that's a concern for sure. And if you have somebody who is struggling with those kind of mental incapacities, then there are different ways to approach how to sign the will to make sure there is testamentary capacity so that when they try to break it up later, it doesn't get broken up later. That's a different topic for a different time, but that is the main way that most people try to break up wills. They say they didn't know what they were signing, they were just signing whatever. So that's the first way. The second way is that you declare there's fraud. Somebody handed you what they called a bill, and in reality, it was the last page of the signatures, and they slipped that in the back of their own will that they drafted up, and they declare that their own will is now valid. So it's fraud because you're tricking somebody. The first scenario is they're signing something they just didn't understand. The second scenario is they signed something that was completely different than a will. They did not, they were signing a bill, or they were signing their, check at a restaurant. They didn't know they were signing their will. So that's where fraud and trickery comes into play, and that's where a lot of people will say, I just had a client that I'm working with right now. The guy dies and he was living with his secretary, and the secretary makes up a fraudulent will and says, I found this random will, I promise. And it says the secretary gets everything, all the children don't get a single penny, So we're in that second category in that situation. But either way, that's how you do it. Those are the two ways. You can say they didn't know that they were splitting their stuff. They didn't understand. They didn't have intent to split up all their stuff as they signed the will. They knew they were signing a will. They just didn't know why or what they were committing to. And then on the other hand, you can say they didn't sign it at all, or they didn't intend to sign a will whatsoever. So testamentary capacity or fraud. Those are usually the two major ways. So there are other ways, technically speaking, but those are the main ones. If you have any questions on how to bulletproof your will and make sure that it never gets busted up, or if you have concerns about doing it yourself to a bad will that you've seen out there, there are plenty of them, then email me directly, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, at legionlawpllc.com, or you can find me on my website, www.legionlawpllc.com. You can go to my Contact Us page and schedule for a free call over the phone directly onto my calendar. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.